Hello everyone, my name is Selena Lee, and tonight I am presenting to you two event design concepts that are inspired by Preston Bailey's favorite things. From Preston's colorful collage of favorite design inspirations, I have chosen to create two events inspired by red fireworks and red umbrellas. The first event will draw inspiration from a burst of red fireworks in the sky, and the second event will be a burst and pop of color one would see when someone opens a red umbrella. This will be a modern and intimate wedding in New York City for 50 guests. The venue for both events will take place at the rooftop garden loft at Rockefeller Center. The loft area is a blank canvas, while the open-air rooftop area contains a beautiful and meticulously manicured garden with a reflection pool. Here is a view of the garden with the manicured greenery and florals, perfect for an intimate wedding ceremony. After the ceremony, guests can enjoy cocktails and hors d'oeuvres in the lush garden while taking in the beautiful airy scenery and the energy of the New York City streets below them. The loft area is a blank white canvas with the potential to create a truly breathtaking event. Guests will be able to enjoy a beautiful seated dinner reception following the ceremony and cocktail hour once it has concluded in the garden area. This space will contain the dance floor as well as an area for the live band. The garden will remain open for guests to enjoy throughout the entire event. Since the loft and garden are located on the same level, guests will be able to enjoy easily walking throughout both spaces during the event. The ceremony will occur in the garden and will contain a white runner sprinkled with red rose petals and votives leading up to the reflection pool. There will be a floral structure located in front of the reflection pool where the bride and groom will exchange their nuptials. White benches will be provided on both sides of the runner for the guests. Cocktail tables will be placed at each open shrubbery bay for the cocktail hour, where hors d'oeuvres will be served by butler waitstaff. The white tented area at the garden entrance is where the signature statement piece will hang at the center of the tent. The tented area contains a bar for refreshments with a string trio playing music for the cocktail hour. In the loft space, there is a second bar near the escort card table. The dinner tables will be rectangular tables, each seating 4 guests. The dance floor will be in the middle of the dining area directly in front of the band. At the conclusion of the night, a dessert bar will be available for guests to enjoy an array of desserts in addition to the wedding cake. For the color palette I have chosen for both events will be very similar. The main color throughout the events will be red, with complementary colors in late summer, sunset, and evening hues showing orange, purples, and blues. There will also be accent colors in the form of gold and silver metallics. The first event concept draws inspiration from red fireworks in the sky. The garden and loft decor will reflect an explosion of red florals and accents. The save the dates and invitations will create anticipation for this event and will invoke a feeling of a boldly modern, intimate wedding inspired the fireworks theme. Upon first arriving and entering the loft and garden space, guests will be immediately welcomed by waitstaff clad in modern black professional attire, greeting them with sparkling red rosé cocktails to enjoy before the ceremony. The entire atmosphere of the event will feel as though guests have stepped into a soft explosion of red florals, with creatively bold visuals at every turn. The signature statement piece will be the first dramatic piece guests will see upon entering the garden area for the ceremony. Following the ceremony, cocktail hour will begin with waitstaff butlering delicious and beautiful hors d'oeuvres to the guests in the garden, while a string trio plays modern melodies for amusement. At the conclusion of the cocktail hour, guests will be ushered into the loft area for the dinner reception, where they will be served a very flavorful dinner with a live band for amusement. At the end of the evening, a dessert bar will be available with an array of creatively colorful desserts in addition to the wedding cake. The signature statement piece will be hung in the center of the tent ceiling and is the first dramatic piece guests will see upon entering the garden. This piece is a custom-made structure comprised of a cluster of 37 starburst lamps in amber glass. The cluster of lamps will be surrounded by a ring of red and purple orchids. There will also be several strands of orchids draped at various lengths from the floral ring to mimic fireworks in the sky. Here is a sketch of the signature statement that I call the floral fireworks. The diameter of the signature statement is 45 inches in diameter and will be hung approximately 14 feet from the ground. To decoratively frame the bride and groom during the ceremony, there will be 2 large 7-foot tall floral arrangements placed on both sides of the reflecting pool. Each floral arrangement will be similar in nature and will appear to look like a soft explosion of red florals branching upwards from a white vase. The white vases contain an internal light which will be illuminated at dusk to add accent lighting to the garden as well as light the floral arrangements at night. For the garden area, there will be a white runner running through the center of the lawn leading up to a reflecting pool. Sprinkled on the runner are red rose petals with votive candles along the edges of the runner. The candle holder votives are made by etch and are gold colored and emit a starburst pattern when lit. The ceremony floral structure vases will also be lit to add additional accent lighting to the garden. The loft interior contains 16 large picturesque windows. There will be soft white drapery along the windowed walls which will be uplighted with late summer hues. In between each window, the wall drapes will be fastened with a Swarovski crystal burst accent. Hanging in the middle of each window will be a red jeweled crystal drop to further accent the drapery. For the reception table centerpieces, there will be a spectrum of arrangements and a burst of firework color shades. This is a cascade effect in that there are different heights of centerpieces. The reception tables will be rectangular and arranged in a letter C shape, with one long row along the longest part of the loft and with 3 tables on each perpendicular side of this row. The largest centerpieces will be orchid trees at the farthest tables, and as we get closer to the middle of the center tables, the centerpieces will gradually become smaller and smaller, with the smallest centerpiece towards the middle tables. All centerpieces will run down the middle of the tables in one continuous line and will be contained in black vases. For the rectangular reception tables, the tables will be covered in a red taffeta tablecloth with a dark red damask pattern on the top and accented with ruby crystal trim along the sides. The place settings consist of red glass chargers, white plates with silver trim, red linen napkins with a silver trim, modern flatware from the Lexington collection, and black Noritake glassware. The banquet chairs are all black, modern Bellini chairs with red silk Debiani chair cushions. The overall food theme will not only contain explosive flavors, but will also appear as colorful as it tastes. The hors d'oeuvres and main courses will be creatively presented so that it is visually appealing and bold in taste. There will be a dessert bar at the end of the evening where guests will be able to help themselves to an array of colorful treats. To fit the fireworks theme, guests would be able to enjoy some high-energy dancing to the bold music from this lively and fiery Latin-inspired mambo group. To set the stage for the band area, there will be a custom-made backlit wall panel behind the band, which will serve as accent mood lighting. This panel is white canvas with white lights lit from behind that will mimic a backdrop of fireworks. There will also be a single red orchid buds hanging in glass orbs lined along the ceiling in a straight line in front of the band. The dance floor will also add a dramatic visual to the decor, and that is an LED digital dance floor projecting moving images of explosive fireworks. Guests will be able to dance while fireworks are constantly changing into different shapes and forms at their heels. At the conclusion of the event, waitstaff will distribute gifts of appreciation to each guest as they exit. To conclude the theme of red fireworks and to also tie in the theme for the beginning of the event, each guest will take home a mini bottle of sparkling rosé wrapped in a red silk gift bag with a thank you note attached. The second event concept draws inspiration from the sudden burst and pop of color from the opening of a red umbrella. To create buzz for the event, save the dates and invitations will reflect a modern and intimate wedding with charming red umbrella motifs. Upon arriving at the venue, guests will be greeted by waitstaff with red champagne cocktail refreshments accented with a hibiscus flower at each flute for enjoyment before the ceremony. The entire atmosphere of the event will feel as though guests have stepped into a burst of red visuals, with creatively bold decor at every turn. The signature statement piece will be the first dramatic piece guests will see upon entering the garden area for the ceremony. Following the ceremony, cocktail hour will begin with waitstaff butlering delicious and beautiful hors d'oeuvres to the guests in the garden, while a string trio plays modern melodies for amusement. At the conclusion of the cocktail hour, guests will be ushered into the loft area for the dinner reception, while they will be served a spectacular dinner with a live band for amusement. At the end of the evening, a dessert bar will be available with colorful desserts. The signature statement piece will be hung in the center of the tent ceiling and is the first dramatic piece guests will see upon entering the garden. This piece is custom made and it's a large structure of an umbrella attached to a red Murano glass chandelier and attached with red florals. There will be several strands of orchids draped at various lengths from the umbrella. The statement piece is to invoke a feeling of surprise with a burst of red elements emanating from within the opened umbrella. Here is a sketch of the red signature statement that I call the umbrella burst. This piece is approximately 46 inches in diameter and will be hung at 14 feet from the ground. To decoratively frame the bride and groom during the ceremony, there will be a large floral arch in front of the reflecting pool. This single arch structure contains red and purple orchids, dark red calla lilies, gloriosas, and red roses arranged organically to mimic a floral burst arching over the front of the pool. For the garden area, there will be a white runner running through the center of the lawn leading up to the reflecting pool. Sprinkled on the runner are red rose petals with candle votives and red umbrella lamps along the edges of the runner. The umbrella lamps are custom made with a light source attached behind red fabric umbrellas that will serve as accent lighting for the garden at dusk. The loft interior contains 16 large picture windows. There will be soft white drapery along the windowed walls, which will be uplighted with late summer hues. In between each window, the wall drapes will be fastened with a single red orchid bloom. Hanging in the middle of each window will be red rose pomanders. For the reception table centerpieces, there will be floral centerpieces of similar uniformity and design, which will run down the middle of the tables in one continuous line and will be contained in red vases. The florals will be red orchids accented with late summer sunset colored florals in complementary shades. In between each centerpiece will be an etched candle holder votive, which will project a starburst pattern on the table when lit. For the rectangular reception tables, the tables will be covered in a red taffeta tablecloth with a dark red geometric pattern on the top and accented with ruby crystal trim along the sides. The place settings consist of a gold lattice trimmed porcelain charger, bright white round plates, gold tones flatware from the Murray collection, solid red linen napkins, and stemless crystal glassware. The banquet chairs are all black Chiavari chairs with red silk Dubiani chair cushions. The overall food theme will contain bursts of bold flavors and will also be visually stunning. The hors d'oeuvres and main courses will be creatively presented with pops of color and bursts of tasteful enjoyment. There will be a dessert bar at the end of the evening where guests will be able to help themselves to a colorful array of treats. For bursts of musical energy, guests can enjoy dancing to a lively Motown band. Not only does the umbrella theme offer a burst of red color, the theme also offers pops of excitement and surprise. This high-energy band would be appropriate for guest enjoyment. To set the stage for the live band, there will be two custom-made umbrella pieces hung on both sides of the band. The red umbrellas would be upside down and suspended from the ceiling, spilling a burst of red orchids to the ground. The dance floor will offer a nice visual element to the overall event space. There will be a custom-made graphic imprinted as an overlay onto the white dance floor that will appear like a burst of color on the floor. The image will be an abstract explosion of red tones. Each guest will receive a gift of appreciation to take home at the end of the night. The gift will be a red garland light that offers a visual pop of color, made by Art Technica, and will be packaged in a round red box with a thank you note attached. Once at home, guests can arrange and drape the garland light to their own liking since it is a decorative sculptural piece. Overall, the lighting design for both concepts will feature red summer hues. The lighting system will be combined with the existing venue ceiling lighting system along with an intelligent lighting system where the loft space will reflect the colors of late summer hues and will gradually change into sunset and evening sky colors as the event progresses. There will be pin spots at each table centerpiece and at the cake table, as well as a spotlight on the band. There will be perimeter uplighting to accent the drapes and windowed walls. The candle votives at the tables and along the garden floor will accent the overall lighting scheme. I hope you have enjoyed my colorful presentation. I look forward to celebrating with you at this event. Thanks.